Well, hi folks, 1st of June now, so just give you a quick look round, show you how things are progressing up here. You'll have to forgive the car noise because lockdown doesn't exist in the Yorkshire Dales anymore. It's never been as busy, but anyway, we'll get on. So, things are growing alright. I've actually given it a bit of a water for the first time in about 2 months, so you might be able to see it because the soil's quite dark now. So the garlic's growing quite well. Some of the lower leaves are looking a bit yellow, but I think that's just because they got a bit of a battering in the wind a while back. So I've given everything a feed of seaweed anyway, with this one watering I've given them, so that should give them a few trace elements and a few bits of nutrients, so it should perk them up. Onions are doing okay. These are the heat treated ones, red ones and normal coloured ones. So hopefully we shouldn't get any nasty little seed heads appearing like you sometimes do when you've had a sort of shock to the system. Like this dry weather can tend to send onions to go to seed, so but with them being heat treated, that's not supposed to happen, or if it does, it's a very, very small percentage that will go to seed, so that's a bonus. Beetroot doing alright, perked up a bit now. I've grown some singly and some in clumps, so there's some in like 2 or 3s, and we'll just see how they get on, as opposed to the ones that are sown that have been planted singly. And then the spring onions, they're doing really well now. It won't be too long before I can start pulling a few of those. So they've come along dead quick. And the shallots have perked up a bit now that they've been planted out and become a little bit more established. I mean, they're not huge or anything like, I'll show you look the size, but doing alright for this because it's still only early. It's still just the 1st of June, so not too bad. Peas have managed to survive the wind as well, and they're doing alright now, about 1 foot tall. Looking healthy enough. So we should have a decent crop of those in about a month's time, hopefully. And then on to the carrots, and parsnips have been a bit of a hit and miss affair this year. I've planted about 20 outside and only 1 came through, and I've planted 4 or 5 in this barrel and 4 came through, so I'm not going to be overrun with parsnips this year. Carrots are doing well though in the boxes, looking very strong. I've not been watering these because I want the taproot to be sent right down to the bottom in search of moisture, because there's no point in just giving them a little bit of a sprinkling, because that'll just encourage the roots to stay at the top, and you probably end up with forked carrots then. So they'll always find their own water supply with tap roots, so there's no need to worry about that. So we'll just have a look at polytunnel and see what's going on in there. Right, into the roofless polytunnel again. Planted out a few courgettes. I only put this bit of blue thing around just to keep the wind off them a bit. But the lettuces are doing alright now. These are a bit behind, these multigrain, but still doing fine. It'll only be a week or so before I start taking them, even though they are a bit small, because if you look at these, I've got like 27 lettuces growing, so these are the little gems. In fact, they're starting to heart up now, so I would say I'll probably start taking some this week, because I've grown that many. There's no point in leaving them all to get massive and then start going to seed before I start eating them. So quite pleased with the lettuces, because I knew they'd grow well in this soil, in this old polytunnel soil, because it's really good fertile stuff. Managed to get to a garden centre that opened up near us. Got a couple of butternut squashes. Not grown those for years. Used to grow them and used to have some quite good results really, and they always stored well. So I've got a couple in. This is the main polytunnel bed. I'll let those trail along. We'll just see how they get on. Dwarf French beans. I planted, how many have I got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 18 in there. They've all established now. Just starting to send a bit of top growth out now, so shouldn't be too long before they start to get a bit bigger. There's another courgette there, and then these are the Cobra climbing beans. Again, it was really windy the other day, and this little bit of windbreak seems to have done the trick, because there was nothing flattened at all, so it seems to have done its job. So that's what's going on in the polytunnel. Planted a second lot of peas out from these gutters here in another part. Well, I forgot to put this mesh on earlier, and a lot of them, if you can see, got absolutely annihilated by something. Whether it was birds, mice or what, but they just took the top off. So thankfully they only did that little corner, so I put this on the other day and nothing else has been touched, so we should hopefully see that'll be the last of those little things, whatever's done that to it. So on to my other bed. I'm just preparing this bit of soil now. I'm going to plant a few more lettuces in here, the second lot of lettuces, and maybe a few more spring onions if I sow them. Like I said, I went to the garden centre. I managed to get hold of some purple sprouting broccoli plants, so give those a go. I really do enjoy them. But in the past I've had a bit of problem because once they've started sprouting sort of early on in spring, like February time, the mice have got up and eaten all the shoots, so we'll see. But anyway, it's something to fill the soil up and something to harvest early on. So like I said, this is where I planted all my parsnips, and we've got one there and one there, and all these are nothing. But there you go, can't win them all. And this is the leek bed. I'm going to plant all my leeks out that I've got at home. That should be within the next week or so. So I'm going to have to get this watered, because when I bore the holes in it to plant them in, it's just going to collapse. It's that dry, so I'll need to give it a good watering, I think, somehow. But that's about it, I think. Like I said, sweet peas. They always look a bit sickly here until they really pick up, and then once they pick up they go, but they're looking a bit yellow and sickly, probably because of lack of water and a bit too much sun. So that's that bit. That's what's going on up at the plot. I'll show you what's going on at home. Show you my spuds. They're absolutely huge, if you pardon the expression. They're doing really well in the buckets at home. Well, hi folks, I'll show you what's going on at home now. Sun's going in a bit, as you can see. That's how much little sunlight we get here, because it's been my little yards in between two houses, so it just gets it from about 11 o'clock in the morning to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so a bit limited. So anyway, I'll do my best, show you what I've been up to. The world's slowest growing parsley there. Took about a month to germinate, and it's not going much faster now. The leeks still ticking along nicely. Almost ready to go out now, I'd say. About 9 or 10 inches tall, some of them, so I'll probably give them another week or so in there, and then definitely they'll be going out. Second lot of lettuce, ready to go out in maybe a week or two. If I can find a bit of space, some more icebergs and multigreens and cos and things like that again. And then a few more spare courgette plants, which I'll have to give to people, if anybody wants any, that I know. So, what else have we got? Spring onions, maybe not the best idea to grow in a pot, because they've got extremely leggy. Even though they are starting to slowly bulk up, they'll probably be alright eventually. And then what I have been impressed with, what I've really enjoyed, is this rocket. Not grown it for ages. I had a bit today for my dinner, absolutely lovely stuff. And it's just a matter of pinching that off, and it'll just keep sprouting back and growing for weeks and weeks, hopefully. But dead easy to do, anyone could do it, just 10-inch pot, plenty of rocket there. And likewise these speedy leaves, which has got Mizuno and bok choy and bits of rocket in it and all sorts. Same thing, just keep pinching that off, put it in your sandwich, and away it goes again. So these are the spuds. I'll show you the others first. Look at the size of them. Absolutely huge. So these are the Sarpos, which have now started to take off. Sarpo Mira and the Blue Danube. In those, and then we've got the Nicola in these pots. There's there's 6 30-litre pots and 2 10-litre pots, which are these, the early ones. Little tiny pots, if you see. So they should be ready as soon as they start to flower, which shouldn't be too long really. Judging by the height of them, they're up to my waist now in the pot nearly, so getting for 2'6" of growth, so far so good. It'd be nice to get some new potatoes. These are my sweet peas, doing a lot better than the ones up at the plot in the big pot. I'm just training up a bit of mesh in there, but they've grown about 18 inches since I planted them. I only planted them about 2 weeks ago, I think, so should get a nice show of flowers hopefully. And then, like I said, I did find a garden centre open, so I did get a couple of peppers. These are the banana peppers, which I do like. I've only got a couple, well 3 actually, one in the porch. And then these are the tomatoes that I grew, the tumbling tomatoes from seed. I've got one in a hanging basket thingy there, and one in a pot. Looks a bit dark on the camera now, but I did sow them very, very late, but they should be fine still. So it's never too late to sow anything. So that's about it, folks, I think. That's everything up at the plot and up at home. I hope everyone's staying safe and getting through this boredom and this tedium one way or another. So anyway, folks, that's about it. I'll see you later.